We're here at Rhodes with Christina from One York Construction Management. A lot is finally starting to happen. The last 8 weeks, we've seen more happen than the last 14 months.
We've had a series of delays, and it's been everything from the engineering and design changes that came about when the reality of actual implementation of the systems that we thought we were going to execute. We've been faced with trade delays, we've been faced with material delays.
We really started to realize that this project was just a little bit bigger than a triplex or a fourplex, and so some of the things started to move into what you'd require if you were a big condominium building.
There had to be some, I think, creative thinking and some other elements that came into play that we just weren't expecting.
Part of our design of the building is 2 bedrooms, 2 washrooms, laundry, kitchens. Some of the ensuite bathrooms have bathtubs and showers. So plumbing ended up being quite a bit of a bigger scope than we thought. One of the biggest challenges was a really highly custom design. When you think of the outside of the building, it looks like it's a big single-family house in the neighborhood, and that was something we really wanted to keep. But that meant that inside, every unit is different. So they're not stacked as if it was a 4-unit apartment building that's square.
There's no cookie-cutter element here. Not only are we forced to deal with the intricacies of the design in terms of the aesthetic layout, but we have the fire separations as a consideration, and it is the one that would pose any kind of conflict to any of the other mechanical systems because everything else was self-contained.
As the homeowner, when you have a vision and you want to minimize bulkheads, which was a huge thing throughout the project, but then seeing that everything, of course, from the upper units all has to terminate in the basement somewhere.
It got a little bit complex. Obviously, you've got everything coming down, and then when the reality was, how all of the flow was coming down, where it was going, we've got stacks on the north side, we've got stacks on the south side. We did it. We managed to get through it with a few surprises with the upgraded water line. We had a different location for that. We had the backwater valve for the drains and the backflow preventers for the clean water. So that was nothing that anybody was expecting, but we made it work.
What we have in the basement, we essentially have 3 sets of drain systems.
Yes, and we don't have any more square footage down there, so it got a little bit tight at times. And then the introduction of the separate metering and the shut-off valves and all of the considerations that you guys have put into place for how the building will run, right? So it's not just how it looks, but it's how it runs and to safeguard your investment.
One of the things that we thought about was consistency of the plumbing fixtures that we have and using products that are readily available. When you stick to name brand fixtures, you can always change the trim kit if you want to upgrade it in the future, but it's a lot harder to change the mechanics that are in the walls behind tiles.
While plumbing is obviously its own independent system, there is some overlap into the mechanical systems now that we've decided to go with the radiant in-floor heating.
Stay tuned for our next video where we're going to talk about HVAC and some of the changes that we made and how it impacts multi-unit living. And we're really excited to share this journey with everybody, so please follow along and watch the different phases as we complete this really exciting project.